Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien and Bubba here on the morning of Sunday, June 14th, 2020. Here is an editorial. So, before I start the editorial, I'm going to say it's Boo Boo's party time, and Bubba's here, and he's asking for Tulsi Gabbard to be on his ticket, either as the president or vice president. But Bubba's ticket, the Boo Boo's party, is a firm challenge to Creepy Joe and Trumpy Dumpy. And here goes the editorial. Well, I'm going to title the editorial Atlanta, the 21st Century Detroit. And this is what Atlanta's going to become. And you don't have nobody to blame but the situation that we're in, changing the police department, and of course the NAACP, top rank on the NAACP, for intimidation tactics and being such a racist organization. Inject race on this is crazy. So you got a white officer that killed a black African American. Should he be tried? Oh yeah, because there was no reason for it. The full extent of the law. I agree with Mayor Bottoms. There is an African American that has her head on her shoulder. And I agree with Chief Shields. She had no other course but to submit her resignation because nobody gave her a chance to do anything. She didn't have a chance between the start of all this Floyd stuff and Arbery stuff and stuff to do anything on the police department. That took decades to get it the way it is today. It's going to take decades to get it out of there. Same with Minneapolis. But the reason I'm saying that Atlanta is the 21st century Detroit, because this is what's going to happen. Like in Minneapolis, companies are going to say, we don't want to be in Atlanta. They don't even try to do anything about our property. So why should we take the blunt of the loss of property? Let's do business somewhere where they like us. Atlanta does not like us. Just like that company that was in Minneapolis pulled out of Minneapolis, there's going to be a lot of companies here. Number two, may I suggest that all white officers leave Atlanta? And this is the way of thinking that the NAACP is pulling out there. Not me. This is what they're telling you. We want intimidation. So you guys do what we want. And the police department don't do anything to any African Americans. Let them roam the city. Let them destroy the city, just like they did in Detroit. White people, if you live in Atlanta, move out. Any upper class, and blacks too, African Americans or Africans, wherever you are, Asians. If you're upper middle class, move out of Atlanta because the NAACP don't like you and they're going to intimidate you with these marches. And look at the people. Why did you have to burn the Wendy's? Wasn't there an African American that was the franchisee of that Wendy's? Didn't you hurt your own costs there? Really? Who's the franchisee owner of that Wendy's? That's not a corporate Wendy's own. So does anybody check who owns that Wendy's? He's going to take a huge loss. I wouldn't rebuild there if I was him. I would just take my losses and go someplace else. If you still want to be part of Wendy's, put it someplace else that you don't have any African Americans problems that you have to deal with. And African Americans, to you, doing that yesterday, did that help your cause? Hell no. The only person that had the right attitude was Mayor Bottoms and Chief Shields. Those are the only two people I see in the GBI. They had the right attitude. The NAACP, they try to put their agendas up there. And that is not necessary in this kind of climate. And where is Rashad Ritchie? Why didn't he say, can I offer my offices here? I'm an African American and I put myself out there. I need a white representative, a representative of the other pigmentations and or factions. We got to get this settled to settle our city, settle our state, settle our national issue. No, he was out there blabbing his mouth off. Rashad Ritchie, CBS 46, shame on you. You got a problem here, and you got to resolve it. The only way you can do that is you have to give up something. You have to give up being African American. You have to give up being white. You have to give up being Asian. The quicker you do that, the more you resolve it. The more you don't, then Atlanta becomes the 21st century Detroit. This is your favorite alien and Bubba. Good day.